Ready? I'd like to call the meeting to order and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First item on the agenda, we need to.
Which agenda?
Organizational will go first.
Yeah. Okay, the first thing we have to do is we have to approve the agenda. We're gonna take this public comment, change that out first. We need to add some things to this. Under 5D, we need to add purchase of the sheriff's vehicles. We need to add a discussion of Eagle View pictometry. We need to add the edit plan. And then we also need to add a discussion on the fuel and rock.
Okay, so are you doing those on the organizational or are you just combining everything?
I'm going to combine all these together.
Okay.
And then we're going to switch the minutes over here on the other one to approval of the 12/18/25 executive session minutes.
And then Mindy Lastling had asked to be added to the agenda and I didn't get on here in time.
Okay,
So
so
do you want to put her before me, before my stuff?
sure. So we'll add that, make it 4B over here on the second one. Okay, anything else?
That's good.
I'd entertain a motion to accept it as modified then.
I make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So the first thing we need to do is have reorganization. So we elect our officers for the next year. I'd entertain nominations for president.
I make a motion to nominate Randy Cole as president.
Second.
Didn't take long. All those in favor?
Aye.
Did you say aye, Becky? Or-
Yes.
Okay. Next item is the vice president.
I nominate Pam.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
And our monthly meeting schedule that we have right now established the first Monday and the third Tuesday. The Monday meeting is at 9 and the Thursday meeting is at 6. Entertain a motion to either continue that or modify it, whatever our thoughts are.
Make a motion to continue.
Second. I think it's working good.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So do we have public comment?
No.
Anybody? Okay, skip over that one, huh? Okay. First item up is we have to do our appointments. Kevin Herb, Veteran Service Officer.
I make a motion.
I second that.
A motion and a second to reappoint Kevin as the Veteran Service
Just in
Officer.
time, Kevin.
Well, you missed it, so all those in favor?
Aye. Thank you, Kevin.
Next item, we have Steve Howe at the Highway Department as a reappointment as the superintendent. I think we had entertained tabling that at this time. We need to establish a road plan, how we're going to fund it, how we're going to be proactive, not reactive, and just really get a good plan going forward. We've reached out to Steve and he understands what our needs are. So I'd entertain a motion to table that.
I make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We have Greg Lenny, who's been on the job now 5 days, looking for reappointment. So I would entertain a motion to reappoint Greg as the new EMA director.
I'll make a motion.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We have a county attorney contract, which is the same as last year, from Andrew Foster.
I'll make a motion.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have surety bonds renewal. This is for anyone that handles money within the county system. They are required to have a bond. So we just need to review them for all of the affected parties.
I make a motion.
Second. Do you want to table that, or do you want to go ahead and make a motion to do it?
On the
Surety
surety
bonds.
bond, I think we have to do it.
Okay.
Everything's just the same, it's
Yeah.
just
It's just, what is it, $1,000 or 5,000? I can't remember.
5,000, I believe it's by position.
Right,
It actually depends on the position, like,
the amount of dollars, because I
Yeah.
imagine Amanda's is probably higher.
yeah, Amanda's is 300, her deputies are 50,000, 300,000.
Yeah.
Her deputies are 50.
Right.
Yeah, they're all different amounts. but
Depending
they're
on
the same.
the amount of money they actually handle. Okay, did somebody,
I made a motion.
okay, we got a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Now we're to the board appointments, which first one that I have on my list here, and trust, if I skip or do something, let me know.
Okay.
I don't intend to do that, but the first one I have here is the Public Library Board.
Are you going to go off
Okay.
this one?
I'm using a combination. I've got this one too with my notes on it, and then I've got this one that's sort of, I think, partially accurate. That's why I asked you if I do something clearly wrong, let me know.
Don't worry.
Okay,
But that is the same as this, correct?
Yes.
You just are
I just put
starting,
my notes in here, who had applied.
you're
and you
just
certain
starting
notes.
in a different order.
Well, what's the first one I sent?
It was alphabetical with an A.
Was it? Okay, so I've got it filed wrong.
It's okay.
Thanks, Pam. Okay, I'll have these.
Top one should say ADA.
Okay. Okay, the first one we have is then, and we didn't have, that's an internal position, so there's no applicant there, but Kevin has carried out those duties in the past.
For the ADA.
Yes. So I'd entertain a motion to either renew him as the ADA coordinator, or if somebody else has a other suggestion.
Make a motion for Kevin Hurd.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Airport Authority, we didn't have anyone.
Is there any, there's no one due on that board?
I think this here is written down here where it says 6/30/25.
Okay.
So this must be a mid-year one, and it must be a Republican, is what the note says. So that one's gonna have to remain open. The next one we have up here is Alcohol Beverage Board. We had 2 applicants, Mark Howland and Nicholas Staley. Mark Howland has been on that board for a while.
Quite a few years. Mhm.
Yeah. So,
There's 2 appointments, correct?
nope, one.
One.
We make one. I don't know whether the council makes any or not, but we just make one.
I make a motion for Mark Howland.
Second.
Get a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then Animal Welfare Control Education Board. We only had one applicant that was timely. We had another one that came in later. Tanya Rankin requested to serve on that.
I make a motion.
Is it just one person or 2?
Well, there's 2. One has to be an ag animal representative, and one has to be I don't know what A is. Just animal welfare, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
person. So I'm assuming that she fit underneath the animal welfare.
Okay.
So we would need somebody related to ag animals. And there was another applicant that came in, I
Adam
think,
Fisher.
late in December.
Mhm.
So at a later date, I guess, we open it, leave it open for another round if somebody else wants to apply, yes, and if not, if he fits the category we need.
He's been president of that for several years.
Oh, has he?
Yes.
And what was he under, Becky, do you know? Was he under the ag animal title?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I mean, if you guys want to go ahead and,
Last one we got.
He was late getting his letter in, is what it was.
yeah.
And
And wasn't he under the ag position because he had to have some type of affiliation?
yeah,
Isn't that correct?
So he is properly
Yeah.
under the right category.
Yep.
So whatever you guys want to do,
we can go ahead and appoint him, or we can
it's up to you.
re-advertise it.
What do you think?
I nominate Adam Fisher for the ag animal position.
Okay,
Second. I mean, his letter was late, but
there wasn't any other.
There wasn't any other.
So, all those in favor?
Aye.
Now, did I have a vote on Tanya?
And then I nominate Tanya Rankin for the welfare position.
second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Convention and Visitors Bureau, we only had 2 applicants. Brad Harth sent his in, but we appointed him to fill out the term of Stan Goffman, so he's still on there. So he
So
doesn't
it'd be
need,
one,
he doesn't need reappointment. But Steve Stemley expressed interest, as did Cindy Taylor. They're 2-year terms, not one, is what this says, because what we have is rotating 2-year terms. That way 2 people are replaced and 2 people are active.
We have 2 openings, correct?
Yes, 2 openings, so
and 2 people.
2 people.
I
Steve Stemley and
nominate
Cindy Taylor.
Steve Stemley and Cindy Taylor.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Emergency management thing?
Yes.
Okay, this was an internal one, and we are gonna have to work on this because I did reread the codes, both our ordinance and the state. This one has to be president of the commissioners. But some of the other requirements for those jobs need to be reviewed because state statute has some different ideas from what we've been doing. So,
So I nominate Randy Cole.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Health Board, we had no applications. The Hospital Association, the trustees.
Are these all open? Do we need to stay?
I think some of them are. I think there's a couple areas on the Health Board that we've had people that have resigned. Just like here, that we need somebody to finish out the terms, and then I think we have some reappointments also. But we don't have anybody that applied, so,
You're gonna just re-advertise that?
yeah. so we need
That's
to
what that's good.
re-advertise.
So we're just talking health board.
And then the next one, personnel policy.
Mhm.
Will you do it again?
Sure.
Okay, I nominate Pam to take on that task.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the next one that comes up is our Port Authority. We have 2 people submit interest in that position. It's a 4-year term. It was Alvin Evans and Paul Brockman expressed an interest in that.
I nominate Paul Brockman.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Then we have on the Property Tax Board of Appeals, we have 3 appointments for that. And I've got Nicholas Staley, Kelly Harding, Paul Brockman, and Mandy Jackson. All submitted interest.
I nominate Mandy Jackson.
I'll second that.
I nominate Paul Brockman.
I'll second that. I'll nominate Kelly Hardy.
Abstain.
I second that.
I'm going to do this. Mandy Jackson, all those in favor of Mandy Jackson?
Aye.
All those in favor of Paul Brockman?
Aye.
Aye.
All those in favor of Kelly Hardy?
Abstain.
One abstention. I'm going to do that separate. Okay. And the PSAP advisory, this is going to be part of our, we need to take a look at that too, get Greg involved with it and get some direction on that. We didn't have anybody that applied for it.
Which one was that?
PSAP Advisory Committee. Next item then is the Public Library Board. We have one position, it's a 4-year term. Nick Wire, Nicholas Staley, and Brad Harth had requested appointment to that. And I believe Brad expressed wanting to gain some knowledge because of SB1 and how it's going to affect finances related to the county is what his interest was in it. Because I think it comes underneath here in a year or two underneath the county council. I think there's going to be a change with that.
On the library board?
With how the funding and everything is handled, because I wasn't aware of that, but he made that statement in his letter. But that's his motivation.
Changes with funding from lit.
Right, how that's going to all work.
I nominate Brad Hart.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Then we have the Redevelopment Commission. We have 3 slots on that. We had Mandy Jackson, David Everard, David Achen, Everard, passed away. David Achen, Kelly Harding, Sherry Flynn, Tony Hollenden, and Pat York. And we have 3 appointments to that, and then the commissioners, or the council, I believe, has 2 others.
That's on redevelopment, right?
This is on
Commission.
Redevelopment Commission,
On commission.
yes.
I nominate Kelly Harding.
Abstain.
I'll second that. I'll nominate Sherry Flynn.
I'll second.
Nominate David Anchin.
Second.
Second. And again, I want to take them individually. All those in favor of David H.
Aye.
Aye.
All those in favor of Kelly Hardy.
Aye.
Abstain.
Abstain. All those in favor of Sherry Flynn.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And we're down to the Indiana 15 Regional Planning. We have 3 positions. One of them is internal and 2 at large. We had 2 people express interest, Balaji Kashyap and Paul Brockman, in filling those 2 positions.
I make a motion for Balaji.
I second that.
Okay. I'll nominate Paul Brockman.
I second that.
Okay, all those in favor of Balaji and Paul?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Then we have an internal one. Does anyone care to serve on that representing?
I will.
You'll do it? Okay.
I nominate Becky Thorne.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, aye. Is that it, Pam?
I think so. That was- I think the only question was on the RDA. RDA is not
Yeah, I don't know.
on
RDA.
here.
I don't know whether
RDC.
the term limits on those, how they go. There's nothing in our list here for RDA. We had an interest, but they may not even have an opening on the RDA. That's something you need to look at, Chris, to see if there's any. There's 3 of them on there, but I'm not sure the terms expired. And that might not be why we didn't have it on our list. So,
Let's see, I don't understand why they sent a letter in for it. I'm not understanding.
I'm not either, so.
We'll do have the old list as far as with their terms. We'll look into it.
Just find out if we do have vacancies. We're not sure. I'm
You
not
wanna
sure
check
what the
into
length of their term is.
If you want to go check into that and let us know. We can move on to the next thing.
Next thing we have up is sheriff's vehicle. I have a request to sign a document. I don't know. I know during this period of time that some of the council members have been working with the sheriff's department on a replacement program for vehicles. And they ended up in 25, they earmarked some opioid money to pay for one, and then they budgeted for two more. And the dealership is requesting a signature from the commissioner president to go ahead with this purchase. And we're going to vote on that before I sign the paper. So that's why, yeah, that's on there. If there's any question, they budgeted for 2 in 26 and 1 they're pulling out of the opioid money. And they've got a program set up now where they're going to start buying a vehicle or two every year rather than having the current situation where they had 7 or 8 of them
They're better
that
rotation.
they needed to dispose of in
Yeah.
1 year. So it's going to be kind of a transitional thing, but then it won't impact the budget so severely in 1 year. It'll be spread over a number of years. So that was what the plan was, but.
I know they worked really hard on that, the plan,
Right.
sitting down, going through all their,
Brad just spent a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Over there.
Right.
getting
And they've got it
done.
through and I think they've got their ducks in a row now, how this actually works. So it's a good thing. That way we can plan for it in the future.
And this is also included as uplifting on it.
The whole, they'll be ready to go once but it needs to have a signature placed on there before the dealership sends in this direction.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll sign it when I get back to my computer.
Huh?
If I may, can I address this?
Yes, come on up.
You're not on our agenda, but we're gonna make an exception for you.
Thank you.
You got it again, that's why.
No, the reason I needed to make the address is that he specifically talked about one. Yes, one came from the funding that was set from the opioid funds.
Mhm.
But the budget also showed that there was 2 others to be purchased. So when we were with the dealerships and talking to them, and we got the lowest figure we could get from several that we chose from, actually there's 3 vehicles sitting over there, and there's 3 different vehicles by VIN number in the email. And so, forgive me, I was new at this because where it came from, as chief, we could have signed and then put it on through. So when the paperwork got to us, it was showing commissioner. And so I stopped because I was going to electronically sign anything then. So when you just said you want to sign for one, to alleviate an issue or time period, there's 3 sitting over there. And because we're in the 26th year now, we do have the funding there in the 26th budget for.
Well, my assumption was, and maybe it was incorrect, that it was one document with all 3 vehicles. But as long as everybody's on, the main thing was I had an electronic signature requested and I didn't click on it because I thought I suspected what it was and we had never voted upon purchasing them. And I thought, we're gonna vote on that before any signatures are attached to
Yeah,
the.
the document I seen had all 3 vehicles.
That's what I say, the
on it.
You did
document does have all
yes.
3.
Because when it was
All 3
first
were-
sent to me and I forwarded some of it, they had split it apart. So 3
And
different
that may have
numbers
been,
and
they
3
may have been
different documents.
anticipating 2025
Yes.
and waiting until 26, but now we're in 26, they might have put them all, because I have received this 3 times now.
I've gotten it more than that over on mine.
Okay.
Actually, the time period linked out over the weekend. And so I just pulled it up again.
Yeah,
It's okay.
it came in this morning and I thought, I'm gonna wait, we'll get it approved and then we'll get it signed.
Okay, for clarification then, just want to make sure, yeah, there's 3 different VIN numbers
We're
on
getting
Yes.
all
it.
3 this
Gotcha.
week.
Right.
Okay,
Three vehicles.
that's what we were looking at.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Randy, since you've tabled my position, does this continue till you guys make a decision?
Continue to serve in your current position. Well, we're intending to work with you on this, Steve.
That's wonderful news.
I mean,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
because we just have to work through this process to get some kind of an established plan so we can deal with these roads and how this all comes together in a puzzle. We don't know, but it's gonna take some time and effort to sit down and figure it out.
Yeah, it's not gonna be done overnight.
Yeah.
Appreciate your.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a problem.
And you will be a part of it?
Yeah.
Of this, because you are there.
Okay. I didn't want to go back to work, but I ain't working.
No, you'll still cash a paycheck, same way, just like you have been. Next item up is the Eagle View. I talked to them, and they have the ability to fly Perry County. They've got like 120 different airplanes, and they would assign what they needed to get ours done early enough before the leaves come out. We're still not with an actual vendor to use it, but when we do get the RFP put together, I think we need to have clarity that Eagle View will actually be available for their use. Because if not, I want to make sure that the vendors that would bid on that are aware of that and take that into consideration when they do provide pricing. So what I'd like to do is use, for the first year, our seeded money to pay for it, and then look at what our savings are versus what we got a current bid versus what any new bids would be, and utilize those funds for the remaining year or two, depending on how the bids work out. But go ahead and fly it, because they need to get the okay. They need to set aside the resources to do it.
Don't you have to put that out for bid?
There's only one vendor. Well, I have actually talked to probably 4 different people. Sanborn, I think, was one of them, and there's a couple others that I had. And they even recommended that all they would do was contract with Eagle View and mark it up. So they made the recommendation, because they're the ones that will fly it and do it. It'll be the most cost effective.
But you still have to put it out for bid because it's over 50,000.
It won't be that much, and it'll be 25 to 30 annually. So, I mean, it's
We can put it out for bid.
It's a service, right?
It's a service, and what they do is they'll fly it and then they'll bill us over a period of time. They don't necessarily have to have all the money the first year.
Are you buying supplies or any, do we get anything, I guess, tangible, like, that they would use? You're more or less they're providing you a service.
Yeah, what they're gonna do is fly the county. They'll have pictures, pictometry of all, like, the buildings and that, sizes, shape, locations. And then they'll provide it and I suspect it'll be a similar system, not using our GIS, where that's available. And then it'll link into the assessor's office, so they have access to all this documentation, so that it's usable by them.
Yeah, I don't think you have to for procuring services. Now, if you want to make sure that it's, everybody has a chance.
Well, I had reached out to like 4 different, at least 3. And then I even had a video conference with one, and they just said, we don't do that. That's what Eagle View does. And if we're gonna provide you pricing, all we'll do is mark up their service. So that's what I thought. They're the only ones that's actually doing it.
And if it's just a service, yeah, then.
Any other discussions, any thoughts? But the idea is, if we're gonna bid it, we need to make sure that the vendors know that tool will be available to them, not questionable. Because they'll err on the side of it not being available when they make their pricing.
So on Mindy's updated RFP, it needs to be stated in there, correct?
But it will be available.
I make a motion to make sure Eagle View is stated in the RFP from Mindy
And to go ahead and
and purchase.
sign up.
To be paid from?
What?
To be paid from?
We're gonna pay it up, shoot it,
See that?
7312, I think. I've got a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'll get a hold of Lowell and tell him. Edit plan. Basically, it's the same. I don't know if you've had a chance to review it. Andrew said it's fine this morning. I think it was this morning. What it is, it's the same as last year with the same payout. It's what the amounts that the council used to budget are. And we get a slight increase that will slide into our projects fund, our special projects fund. Other than that, it remains the same. Nothing's really changed. If once we get into SB1 in a year or so and determine we need to do some adjustments on edit in that, we will probably have to revisit it with an addendum. But I don't have a crystal ball to know exactly where we're going to end up. during that
Nobody
time.
does.
So it's required to have a 3-year document.
I make a motion to approve the current edit plan.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Fuel and rock, and Andrew, you didn't respond to me on this one here yet. We have 2 vendors, I think you did partially, that actually complied and issued the bond. Can we accept 2? Like 2 stone vendors?
So you have 2 separate and they're for certain amounts. They're not like rights of first refusal, right? Where we're saying we'll get all of our rock.
No, what we've got into here is they vary down through there depending on township you're delivering to, the type of rock, and part of it's availability too. I know the representative from Walzer was in here and they stated they were only, a couple, 2 or 3 days out?
And
Yeah.
sometimes it's
But
closer.
He's here.
Oh, there he is. And so that's where, at the time, we were led to believe that they were out 2 or 3 weeks, and he said that wasn't the case. So that's why if we need it, it's critical having a second vendor that may or may not be able to do any better. I don't know. It just gives us that option.
Well, a lot of it too is the location. If it's in the northern end of the county, and if the vendor is closer to the very northern end of the county, it would be more essential for them to be able to deliver at a less rate instead of Moser's having to drive 30 miles to get to it, and another vendor can drive 10 miles or 12 miles.
But the question is, as far as accepting 2, or do we need to
That's what I'm not
accept
sure.
just 1?
I think you can accept, I think in the notice, you put, you reserve the right to accept, or reject any and all bids. So you said 2 that don't comply because they didn't provide
There's only 2 that actually submitted
Yeah.
bonds as the document required.
As far as I understand it, the bids were not saying we're making you our exclusive contractor, you're doing this or that road. It's more or less, we just need this amount of rock at certain prices. And these 2 are different because they're going to different areas.
Yeah, and they vary a little depending on the stone, the location, whether it's dropped at the yard versus dropped at the site, whether it's on the road, there's not a huge difference.
I think you accept both because you did put notice in there that you accept any and all or reject any and all, I believe, in the rest of proposals. And because you're not setting any exclusive, deal, this isn't like we're going to only buy our rock from you. It's like we need rock. What price would you provide it? How would you get it to us? And if they're both providing it to different areas, I think you can accept.
Well, all of them will provide the same area. The price fluctuates slightly.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
CNR was a lot of, their bid was a lot of equipment, should we need their
Right.
equipment. not
now
just
that's
rock.
outside of the rock. That's the next thing. We
Yes,
had
that's a different
others
thing.
that
That's
submitted
outside
price
what rock is.
for hourly or different services for in the case of CNR, as Pam stated, they bid equipment, they bid labor, management. They had a lot included with theirs. Do we need to accept that? Again, or can we just contract that on an as-needed basis? Just as we spoke with Steve, we've got to get this worked through how we're going to address these roads.
Yeah.
And they may play a part. We may want to hire them to come in and renovate an entire road somewhere. I don't know.
I think that would be separate
separate than the
from the
rock.
rock.
That's
Yes, it would
what
have,
I'm
it would
thinking.
have to be.
But I would like to, because some of the other ones, again, they didn't put the bond in. But, where would we be at? Let's just say, for instance, we needed certain resources, equipment. Can we just, as needed, contract that? In other words, we need a grader, and there's 3 of them out there with graders. Can we pick up the telephone and say, can you give me a grader for a week at X number of dollars? And are we okay with that?
As part of these bids?
No, I'm just saying after the fact, because we're not really sure how this is all going to come together.
Mhm.
So we have flexibility on this equipment to engage. Some of the contractors that didn't supply the bond also have other resources potentially available. So can we just skip over that and have the ability to hire on an as-need basis? Or do we have to go through, part of it is the cumbersome process if we have to bid it or have to, however we have to do that, because sometimes we may need it and we may need it now. And we don't really want to.
When that question came up before, Andrew, didn't you say it was okay to hire a contractor?
So if it's a service, all we have to follow is our internal purchasing guidelines. So if this is a service where someone's going to provide a grader or whatever, I think you just have to follow those, which I don't think require any public notice, and go back and look through our ordinances.
Okay. If
But-
you just, because we do that same, you do that with the bridge building guy, because you call him when you need him.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking, as long as we have the flexibility on an as-needed basis for those things, then we can leave that alone.
But I don't want the rock in on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That
Just
rock
keep
needs to
that
be
outside of it and do
Right.
the rock, and then leave all those other services outside of it on an as-needed.
Because then you're gonna get in confusion, where's the money coming from, who, what fund is that? You know,
Does this make sense?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay. And then, so I'd entertain a motion to accept both Mulzer's and CNR's rock bids for 26.
I make a motion.
second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Then we have the fuel bids. Here we roll the dice, whether we want to go with a fixed price on diesel fuel or whether we want to go with the flex price.
what works better, Steve?
Well, we've always,
Come on up here. I mean, what have you always done, what works better?
last several years, we took a fixed price because we know what we're gonna be paying for our fuel.
Mhm.
And it's worked out so far for us to do that pretty well. Now, since we didn't accept the contract, we're gonna be on flex price during the month of January. And then, which is not bad, it's reasonable.
Everything's less than what it was last year,
Yes,
so.
but we'll have to do, if you want a contract, we'll have to do, the next meeting, I'll get prices again, and we'll have to accept that price that day, because the price is different every day.
The rest of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fixed price. We can do that.
So do you want to,
January.
you want to table the fuel bid until,
January 20.
our next meeting?
Yeah.
And Steve, then you bring back in,
If you decide to stay on flex, then we don't have, we're on there.
Right.
But if you say fixed works better because you know
We
where you're
what
coming
we're gonna-
from,
We know about what we're
Yeah.
going, we know what we're gonna be paying for the fuel.
right? Then it's lower anyway, so I mean, no, it's not, I don't think it's gonna be
And I-
that much of a difference.
yeah, I don't, again, who knows what the fuel will do, but I don't think there's any real pressure on it to go up unless something happens.
If it does, we'll call Jed Clampett.
So with that, we also have a gasoline bid from CNS, and their bid is actually just 8 cents off the current market price for police vehicles and EMA. And
Are they the only ones that provided a bid for
yes,
fuel?
yes.
Well, that's a no-brainer then, that's what we,
I'd entertain a motion to accept the CNS bid as presented, and then we'll table the fuel bid until Steve comes back with a number.
I make a motion.
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's that one. So then we're gonna switch to our other one over here, and the first item on this one here is acceptance of the minutes from the executive session held on 12/18/25.
I make a motion.
You have a second?
Did we?
That's this right here.
Oh,
This is
okay,
sign
yeah. Yes.
Okay.
We got two
We have a
more.
motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Indy.
Okay, so to put out the bids, the specs, it's basically everything is the same except for we added language that says if pictometry is available, that will be used in addition to in replacement if possible. So everything else is the same, just added language that if we have it available, it will be utilized.
So I would put in there and say it will be available. Just let them bid on that. Because otherwise,
It says that if it's available, it will be utilized, so it's in there.
I don't think we want to have a question whether it will be or won't be, because it's kind of like, if I know I have to go dig a hole, and you say you may have an excavator there, and if not, you get to use a shovel. You want to make sure that, I would bid it, I'm going to have to use a shovel, and it's great if the excavator shows up. So I think you need to make sure that the vendors are aware that we're flying it, and the documents should be available for their use. Is that, you okay with that?
Yeah, I think that's what we decided.
Because that way there's not a variance in there that I'd have bid it different if I knew.
There's not a if there.
The if
They're
is
gonna do
the
it.
word.
So
Okay.
we'll have it.
It's magical
I
word.
would like to, we have to advertise in the paper twice. So that's going, and it has to be at least 10 days. So I would like to put out the bids and have the bids to me by January the 28th. And then at your February 2nd meeting, open those bids.
Yeah, because there's only one newspaper come out a week now, so that's gonna hurt putting the bids out on anything.
Okay, so can you get it in this Thursday?
I don't know what their guidelines are now since they only
I
do
don't
one
know the
day.
guidelines.
Because it used to be stretched out,
I used to
wasn't it?
do
Yeah, but see,
Mondays.
they're only going with one newspaper a week now.
No.
Used to be for Thursday, you had to have it by, they had to have it by noon on Monday. And then for the following Monday, you had to have it to them by noon on Wednesday.
But you have it ready, correct? You just need to
I
change the
have it
language
ready.
just that little bit.
So,
We should be able to get it to them.
yeah, this is what's gonna be in paper, so the specs I'll have those on file.
We can put those on the website and then also they can call and get them.
Yeah,
Main thing is the paper,
I
Yeah,
think you could get it to them for Thursday.
just so you
have
meet
it
the
by noon.
where
requirements.
do they go for that now, since we have no newspaper office?
You just email it.
there's an online you do for your ad, you just submit it
Okay.
to their legal section.
And hope it gets in there.
I always put in my email to send me an email response letting me know this was received, so.
And then they'll send me the invoice with a copy of it in there, so. But I just wanted to verify those dates.
I'm fine with that. as long-
Yes.
Yeah.
You're good.
Thank you.
Great.
And I know that put you on a time constraint for today, but thank you for doing that.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
all right, thanks.
Next item up, we have payroll we need to pay. It's for January 2nd, 2026, in the amount of $124,045.38.
I'll make a motion.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We have payroll withholding for the same date, January 2, 2026, in the amount of $36,658.52.
Make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Health claims in the amount of $188.62.
I'll make a motion.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Dental claims in the amount of $130.61.
Make a motion.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vision claims in the amount of $218.03.
Make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Life insurance claims in the amount of $1,548.15.
Make a motion.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Then we have county supply bids here, which we've already done.
I don't know if RJ has any.
Yeah, Jonathan. I about left you off.
Just a quick update, for the record, Jonathan Blake, Ardell Solutions. Happy New Year. I did hand out before the meeting just a summary of our strategic implementation, we've been going off of, the schedule that we've been working off of for the first year. Got quite a few things accomplished last year. We'll have a formal written summary that we'll also share with the media. One thing I did want to note specifically is on December 28th, we released the community survey that includes 38 questions that touches on several different aspects, elements of the community: housing, jobs, infrastructure, public safety, and incentives for economic development. So far, as of this morning, we've got 341 responses. So we've seen some really good feedback. That information is going to continue to be gathered through the end of this month. And then at the end of the month, we'll start to dive in and evaluate that information and come up with some recommendations to help move the county forward from an economic development perspective and infrastructure. So we're talking about capital improvements. I know I've talked to Councilor Harding about putting together a capital improvement plan. Those aspirations, those goals, those objectives that the community sees as important or priorities can then be incorporated into those planning efforts. We're continuing to work with the Perry County Council on Aging. They reached out to us a couple weeks ago regarding some funding needs that they have. So we're actually going to be meeting with them again later today to help them with some grant applications and help get them some funding. Other than that, continuing to respond to RFIs from the state of Indiana as they come through. And then, as the commissioners are aware, we are working with an engineering firm to get a proposal for some feasibility analysis for infrastructure expansion, particularly around I-64 37 interchange. So I anticipated having that before Christmas. Haven't gotten that, but I did reach out to the consultant this morning and paid them again. But I will get that over to you just as soon as I get that.
Is the survey on our county website? Where can that be
I
found?
don't believe so.
I'll send you the link.
Okay, we can
We
have
could put
that.
that on there.
I know I did it on Facebook.
Yeah, we've been pushing it out on Perry County Candor,
Yeah.
Perry County News Now, a couple of others. So we've gotten some really good responses.
Yeah, they said that. I didn't think so.
Any questions?
No. Thank you for everything
Thanks.
you've done.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that said, that's the end of our meeting. Our next meeting is Tuesday, January 20th at 6 p.m. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.